Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, July 23rd, and we have a developing heat dome, which is going to be the largest one of the summer, and probably perhaps even the most intense. For many places, the most intense. This heat dome is really large. It's going to go from the Pacific Ocean all the way to the Atlantic Ocean for next week. Right, a cheer from the crowd over there. But we will be seeing high temperatures into the 110s in the Northwest Pacific, such as Montana. That brutal heat will be moving into the Dakotas by early next week. Temperature yesterday at the National Weather Service in Billings, Montana was 111 degrees. And those meteorologists decided to bake cookies in a car outside their office on the dashboard. And they did it. It took them 5 hours, but they did bake the cookies as the temperature at the office was 111 degrees. I don't think that was the official high for Billings, but that was the temperature at the National Weather Service office in Billings, Montana, the time that they fried the cookies in the car, and of course baked the cookies, and of course in the car it gets much hotter than what it was actually outside. This intense heat is not going to be confined to the Pacific Northwest like it was last time in June. This time it is going to spread and expand to include almost the entire country, or at least from coast to coast. Temperatures, sunny side Washington going into the hundreds next week once again. Temperatures in Montana well into the hundreds. North Dakota will have highs in the hundreds. Low 110s possible for some places for next week. Temperatures going into the hundreds for Texas, Kansas, Nebraska, many states. Temperatures at least mid to upper 90s. Upper 90s for the southeast part of our country, including Georgia and those states down there. This is going to be in response to a heat dome. It will not be that hot until the heat dome arrives. The heat dome is starting off in the Pacific Northwest and the Montana area, and that's going to be expanding southeast. There also is something being displaced from the desert southwest, being displaced northeast, but in the desert southwest, that's going to be the one place that will not be getting this heat. They will not be getting this heat. A little bit of a topsy-turvy weather pattern over here. The desert southwest has monsoon rains, flash flood warnings, and watches are in effect for those areas. And temperatures are going to stay under 100 degrees for Phoenix, Arizona for 4 consecutive days in July. The last time this occurred in the month of July was 6 consecutive days with temperatures under 100 degrees. Even in Death Valley, California, high temperatures, possible rain with high temperatures dropping down to 102 degrees for afternoon highs. Normal is 115. Temperatures will be really soaring well into the mid-upper 90s and hundreds for much of this country. The two exceptions are the desert southwest. The other exception is the New England area, where a cool air aloft may keep temperatures closer to normal, possibly even a couple degrees below normal. And the areas in between the cool air and the hot air will be getting thunderstorm activity, which also may prevent temperatures from getting too hot. Temperatures, again, well into the 90s. A week long of heat and humidity. 90s with heat indices in the hundreds for St. Louis, Missouri. Much of the same for the plains and for the southeast. For the mid-Atlantic area, same story. Baltimore, Maryland, heat and humidity arrives on Sunday. Cincinnati, Ohio, the humidity starts to come in on Shabbos, and the heat and humidity really takes off a little bit on Shabbos, but even more so on Sunday. Sunday has the greatest potential for heat in some of the Chicago area, but the confidence is not as high as it is on Shabbos. So there's more potential Sunday, but higher confidence on Shabbos, with heat indices reaching perhaps heat advisory criteria even in the Chicago area. Much of the Great Lakes will have high temperatures closer to 90 degrees, perhaps even upper 80s. So this extreme heat will not be making it all the way up north, it still will be well above normal even in northern locations. Lots of thunderstorm activity will be taking place in between the hot air and the cooler air up north. That brings this podcast to an end. Actually, I just want to mention a couple more things. In India right now, we have warning for excessive heavy rain for a city, Ahmednagar. It's in the Maharashtra, India, Ahmadnagar. So from the India Meteorological Department, it's the IMD, they say that heavy rain will continue over that area with isolated spots of very heavy rain and other spots localized extreme heavy rain. So the rain's going to range from heavy to very heavy to extreme. Many areas in India have already received 11.8 inches of rain this month, and I don't think it started before July 11th, but we're going to be getting more rain over the next day or two. Extremely humid conditions have arrived and are really overtaking New Delhi, India. The current dew point is 81 degrees. There also currently is a strong thunderstorm in the city. High temperatures today, really hot. Highs in the mid-90s with heat indices above 115 degrees. That in Celsius, we'll be looking at a high near 35 degrees Celsius. Currently, temperature is 85 degrees with a heat index of 100 degrees, but that can't be. It must be hotter than that, but whatever. 85 degrees with a heat index of 100 degrees, that would be about 29 to 30 degrees Celsius, and the heat index is 38 degrees or so. 38 degrees Celsius would be the heat index. I think it really is higher than that. That's the real field temperature from AccuWeather. I think on the official heat index chart, it's going to be higher than 38 degrees Celsius. If you have dew point of 81, temperature 85, with the heat index, it's probably going to be close to 105, somewhere between 100 and 105. But in any case, it could be it's only 100 degrees. That's certainly possible. That's also in response to monsoon moisture in India, and again, we have the Southwest Desert monsoon producing really heavy rain. AccuWeather max of 8 inches of rain expected in the desert Southwest. In the city of Dubai, United Arab Emirates, temperatures are expected to be between 108 and 109 degrees for the next week. The dew points are in the lower and mid-70s. That's going to produce heat indices between 115 to 123 degrees or so. In Celsius, we're looking for afternoon highs to be about 42 degrees Celsius to 43 degrees Celsius, somewhere around there, and heat indices to be between 47 to 48 degrees Celsius, maybe even 49 degrees Celsius, maybe even 50 degrees Celsius. That would be equivalent to 122 degrees. So we could be seeing heat indices somewhere between 47 degrees Celsius and 50 degrees Celsius. A heat index, the plural is spelled with a C, heat indices. The singular is heat index, although sometimes you'll see the National Weather Service spell it as heat indexes, as if like the word's supposed to be heat indexes. So it kind of changes. The pronunciation seems to change depending on who's pronouncing it. But in any case, that is what the temperature feels like when you combine the heat and humidity together. This does not take sun into consideration or wind. Under sunshine, sunny skies, the heat index, the real field temperatures feel about 15 degrees warmer than what they actually are. So we would be looking at a heat index. Well, the heat index remains at 100, let's say 120 degrees, but the real field temperature would be closer to 135 degrees. With that, we will bring this one more thing. Red flag warnings have been in effect. Red flag warnings have been in effect for Eretz Yisrael, for Israel, every day or two, they go into effect for fires that are either they are already ongoing or they are about to be ongoing, something like that. So that's something that's been on and off. Israel, in Eretz Yisrael, the country. I wish everybody a wonderful day. Have a great Shabbos and a great weekend. And
Yeah.